Ever imagined the sight of a perfect beef stew? Today, behold the secret recipe to an aromatic, heartwarming stew. This recipe, dear viewers, is as straightforward as it is mouth-watering. Picture the rich colors of tender beef, in harmony with an ensemble of vibrant, fresh vegetables, all gently bubbling in a broth that's been subtly seasoned with your favorite spices. The fragrance so enticing, it metamorphoses your kitchen into a gourmet bistro. So let's tie up your apron and get ready to plunge into the realm of culinary craftsmanship. First things first, let's gather your ingredients visually. You'll need about 2 pounds of beef, a variety of vegetables like carrots, potatoes, and onions, not forgetting our beef broth and your favorite spices. Now, let's get hands-on. Watch as the beef is cut into bite-sized chunks. It's pivotal to note, the size of your beef chunks can influence both the cooking time and the flavor absorption, so aim for a uniform size. Moving on to our vegetables, observe how they are chopped. The carrots and potatoes should ideally match the size of your beef chunks, while the onions are finely diced for a more subtle flavor. Next up, we'll visually guide you on how to measure out your beef broth and spices. The quantity can vary based on personal preference, but a good rule of thumb is to have enough broth to just cover your ingredients in the pot. Proper preparation is the key to a seamless cooking process. With everything prepped and ready, it's time to move on to the cooking process. Stay tuned. Watch as a large pot heats over a medium-high flame. Notice how a splash of oil is added before the beef chunks are introduced to the sizzling pot. It's at this instant that the culinary magic is set into motion. The key to a rich, savory beef stew is in the searing process. Let's carefully monitor the process to make sure every chunk is browned just right. The pot hisses, the enticing aroma wafts through the air, and in these moments, remember not to rush. It's tempting to toss in all the beef at once, but important to hold back. Overcrowding the pot will only steam the meat, not sear it, and we're after a crispy shell on beef, so patience is crucial. If needed, brown your beef in systematic batches. As each chunk develops a stunning sear, it's a sign that your stew is on the right track. When your beef is golden and crisp, it's time to remove it from the pot and set it aside. We're inching closer to that final comforting bowl of hearty beef stew. Cut to the scene where we rejoin our pot of sizzling goodness. Now, we're going to amplify the flavor in our beef stew. Watch closely as we toss in the chopped carrots, onions, and celery. They're not merely vegetables, but the mainstay of our stew, contributing a sweet, earthy contrast to our succulent beef. Watch them stir and mingle with the pot, basking in the rich beef drippings. Monitor their transformation as they soften and gain a slight golden hue, a testament to their natural sugars caramelizing and amplifying their flavor. Once our vegetables have reached this caramelized, it's showtime for our beef to re-enter the pot. Watch as it's gently nestled amidst the vegetables and then bathed in the broth. Notice how the broth works its magic, deglazing the pot and dissolving those flavorful remnants stuck at the bottom into the liquid, thus enhancing the taste of our stew. Then, we're on to the spices. Observe as we sprinkle in some rosemary, thyme, and a bay leaf for that fragrant, herby zing. Watch as everything's stirred together, ensuring the spices are evenly distributed. Lastly, we dial down the heat to a gentle simmer. This unhurried cooking process is key to allowing the flavors to blend and the beef to achieve peak tenderness. Remember, good things take time. Now, all that's left is to watch your stew simmer until the beef is tender and the flavors have fused to perfection. Now, after a long 2-hour simmer, behold the finished product of your effort, a delicious beef stew. Witness the rich, inviting aroma that wafts from the pot, a testament to your culinary prowess. Observe the symphony of flavors that is about to tantalize your taste buds. The succulent beef, the mouth-watering vegetables, and the comforting broth. But wait, there's more. Watch as the seasoning is adjusted to personal preference. A pinch of salt, a dash of pepper, or a sprinkle of herbs. Each change makes the stew uniquely yours. Remember, the world's best chefs are those who dare to experiment. Now see the stew as it's served piping hot, letting the warmth seep into your soul, soothing away the anxieties of the day. Watch it being paired with a crunchy slice of crusty bread, perfect for soaking up the broth, or piled high over a bed of fluffy steamed rice, making a satisfying meal. You've done it. You've made a flawless beef stew. Uncomplicated, delightful, and utterly comforting. Enjoy.